What's up, guys? Welcome back to Isaiah with Curls. My name is Isaiah and I have curly hair. Well, it's not as obvious today. It's up in a bun, deep conditioning. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about hair porosity and trying to find out what your hair porosity is. So I'll be going over the 3 types of hair porosity and what routines would work best for your hair. So I'm just going to be kind of going over that, and then I'll be talking about my own hair porosity and what I do to help mine. So before we get into this video, if you enjoy the video, if you would please like and subscribe, that would be amazing. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting off with high porosity. High porosity hair struggles sometimes because they have gaps in the hair cuticle that will help allow your hair to absorb moisture easily, but you also can lose that moisture easily. So with high porosity hair, this basically means that you need a lot more products to actually fully moisturize your hair and make sure that you're actually locking in the moisture. With this type of hair, you're more prone to frizz when you're in a more humid climate. So say you live in like Florida and you have a very high humidity, your hair is gonna have more frizz than a place such as like New York City. Now going into normal porosity. Now in normal porosity, your cuticle has some loose strands in it, but there isn't actually holes or gaps in the cuticle. Just enough moisture can get in without it being lost. So that basically means that you can put in maybe enough water or enough conditioner and you won't actually lose the moisture that you're putting in. So you're safe with not having to layer products. And the cool thing about normal porosity is it needs little to no maintenance. So you're not having to constantly moisturize your hair. So it makes it a lot easier on you when you're doing your hair day to day. Now with our low porosity friends, this is basically where your hair repels water. So it repels moisture you're giving it. With all the moisture you're putting in, your hair isn't wanting to take it in. So it requires more time to get your hair actually saturated and fully moisturized. But you may think that layering products is actually a good thing for low porosity hair, and this isn't true because since it takes so long for your hair to absorb moisture, that they will build up and actually cause flaking if you add too much product into your hair. I've had flaking many times. It's not that big of a deal, but it can look bad, especially if you actually layered a lot of product and you just kind of see maybe like flakes falling out of your hair. That's when it would kind of become a problem. That's when you'd probably know you added too much product. So it's actually a very simple test you can do using just a clear cup. I have a plastic cup because I don't really have clear glasses at my house. But yeah, just get about this much water in it. You don't need a whole bunch. And a clear cup so you can see where your hair goes. And you want to have just a few hair strands. I got mine from my comb from the last time I did my hair. I guess you could pluck some out of your scalp or just get some out of your comb. And you want a few so you know you're being accurate. And I also grabbed a few today so you can see more hairs and actually know where they're going. So what you'll do is you'll take the hair and just place it in the water. You really don't need to stir it around too much. I'll stir mine around just for today's sake, but I don't really know if you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can really see it in there, but I'll just stir it around just so you guys can see. And I'll get another shot of what it looks like after it's done spinning. Alright you guys, so I went ahead and grabbed a white background for this, but as you can see, my hair is at the top of the water. If I go right here, you can see it's just barely floating at the top of the water. And I will tell you guys what the difference between it floating, sinking, or just staying in the middle means in just a moment. But as we know, my hair stayed at the very top of the water. Now, if your hair sinks immediately to the bottom, you have high porosity hair. So as I went over before in the first little section of this video, I will also go over some routines for you guys on how to moisturize your hair. Now, if your hair stayed in the very middle, gradually sank to the middle or the bottom of the cup, you have normal porosity. And this is, again, cool because you don't need a lot of maintenance with your hair. Now, if your hair strand is floating at the very top, you have a low porosity hair. Now, I have low porosity hair because mine did not sink to the bottom. For my high porosity people, there is the method of LOC. So basically it's liquid, oil, and cream. So you're gonna wanna have water or like a water-based supplement that you're gonna wanna do first on your hair when you're doing your hair routine. And you wanna go in with any kind of oil just to even out your hair cuticle to make it easier to soak in the cream that you're gonna add last. So the LOC method, LOC, liquid, oil, and cream. That is the best method for my high porosity people. Now on low porosity people, you're gonna wanna do the LCO method. Now this is liquid cream then oil. Now since you guys struggle with retaining moisture, you're gonna wanna seal in all the moisture with the oil at the end. So you wanna have your liquid, your cream, and then finish it all off with the oil. As you guys saw in my last video, I first started with the water. Now, again, I have low porosity hair. This may not work for anyone else that may have high porosity or even medium porosity. There isn't very methods out there for medium porosity. You can kind of gain or realize what works best for you just because you guys have such a different hair porosity on the spectrum of hair porosities. Now with me, again, as I was just saying, I start with my water to first hydrate my hair, then I go in with all the creams that I use. So last time I was using Shea Moisture, and I used a detangling silicone-free based spray, and then I would normally use my Cantu, but I was out of Cantu. And then I used gel just to kind of seal in the creams, and then I use my oil just to seal in all the moisture I just put on my hair. Now with my high porosity people, you're gonna again wanna hydrate and then use oil to level out your cuticle and then go into moisturize. So as a quick recap of today's video, we talked about the 3 types of hair porosity: high porosity, medium porosity, and low porosity. We did a hair strand test where we figured out what our porosity was, and then we went in to learn a routine that works best for us in our hair porosities. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like on today's video and subscribe and turn on post notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everybody.